Hello, folks. I'm going to do a second take of this just to make sure that it's more accurate. Let me just obviously go over what happened just yesterday, and I didn't really pay attention to it, and it really connected hours later. Hours later, Trump supporters bum rushed, invaded the Capitol building. They were adjacent. They got into the Capitol building and they were ready to break the door where you enter the Senate chamber. Why? Because the Congress voted for Joe Biden's certification, and Trump, being a clown, said to march down to the Capitol building and tell them how you feel. Now, a lot of people are blaming Donald Trump for this, and Donald Trump obviously has some culpability, but the owners of the blame is these idiot Trump supporters. The idiot Trump supporters that actually went into the building. If you're not a Trump supporter who went into the building, I'm not really referring this to you. And you can still support Trump, but those clowns who went into that building, you are jackasses. And quite frankly, all of you, if you were talking about Antifa, if any of you Trump supporters who went into that building, fired guns in that building, if any of you were complaining about leftist Antifa in Portland, if you were supporting Donald Trump, saying yes, you should have federal troops or federal police officers in Portland and be law and order, and I know many of you did. If you were participating in this nonsense, you are a complete jackass. You should just stop talking, okay? Antifa never did the depths of depravity that what I saw in the Capitol, going on in the Capitol building. Antifa never bum rushed a federal building or come close to it. Now, let's be honest. Antifa is not the only people in Portland that were protesting during the summer. Black Lives Matter, but President Trump wants to say it's Antifa. He's focused on Antifa. Antifa, it was causing all this mayhem and riots. Even when, with the police, the police brutality protests, Antifa is the number one terrorist threat in America. Give me a break. Antifa never did this. Antifa was never on the verge of going to a Capitol building, shooting guns in the Capitol building, invading, basically breaking in to senators' offices like Nancy Pelosi. Antifa never did that. They were never close to doing that. You guys did it instantly because you lost the election and you can't deal with it. So for all you members, all you guys, now you're hearing coughing in the background. For all you guys, you are complete idiots. And you guys, and we have your pictures. We know who you are. We know who the guy who was in the Capitol building in Nancy Pelosi's office. We know the guy who took, I don't know, whatever it is. You are completely embarrassing this country. And here's the thing. You're the guys that say America's the greatest country in the world. You should love America. And you do something stupid as this. I thought leftists were supposed to do these types of things. I thought leftists were supposed to do these type of things, Officer Tatum. Now, that doesn't mean simply because Trump supporters went into a Capitol building and bum rushed it, that disproves Trumpism as bad. Trumpism is bad based on the merits itself, regardless if you guys went into a federal building. But you try to argue that you're more righteous than us. You're not. You're not more righteous than us based on your Trumpism. And leftists aren't more righteous simply because of their leftism. Because yes, there is something called Stalinism. Joseph Stalin was a monster. It has nothing to do with leftism. Should I say Trumpism has something to do with you guys invade, for some of you Trump supporters, going into a federal building and with guns? No. It has nothing to do with Trumpism. It has everything to do with your mindset. You're a big baby. That's what it is. Now, Cenk Uygur said, well, you guys hate America or against democracy. I think that's going over the top a little bit. But there's seeds of truth with TYT's Cenk Uygur. He's right enough. Some of the stuff may be over the top because of his passion and his frustration. But he's right enough on leftist policy. The bottom line is that Trump supporters are the biggest babies. And see, here's the problem. You're the same people who were talking about leftists being sore losers. Leftists are such sore losers. Leftists are such sore losers. They lost the 2016 election and they just can't handle it. They're such sore losers. We are good sports. Stop your moral BS, okay? Stop your moral grandstanding. You're not morally better than us, okay? And it's not that here's the thing. If you were morally better than us in certain positions, I would admit it. The fact is, you're not. You're not. That's what makes me angry. It's not true. It's not because, well, I don't want to think anybody's better than me. No, you're not. You're actually worse, factually, when it comes to frustration and being sore losers. At this point, even a Trump supporter has to admit that Trump supporters are sore losers. Look, we have our issues on the left. We have our issues on the left. We have our infighting. We have our issues on the left. There are left-wing people who woke scold. There are left-wing people who will are taking bad positions on many things. But it's not their bad positions that are a problem. Many leftists abuse other leftists online. I've seen it. And that's why I'm going to bring up the sex worker controversy with Miss America DeVille. What I am seeing is an atrocity of abuse and nonsense. And people who want to use ultra-aggressive means in disagreeing with her position. You want to disagree with her position? Fine. I've heard these disagreements. I understand these disagreements. But you don't have the right to harass and bully. So if you think it's just about Trump supporters, they're nonsense. But yet the bullying that's on YouTube, on the left, is nowhere near in comparison in taking guns into a federal building, shooting for what? The purpose of trying to assassinate certain leaders. Maybe Pence, maybe Pelosi, everybody that disagrees with your perception of the election. That's what this comes down to. Okay, so the bottom line is this. Here's the bottom line. I want Trump supporters to call other Trump supporters for being babies, because I'm calling out the online left, because my videos are going to be on the online left with their harassment issues. Okay, because I'm going to call people who basically agree with me for their bullying issues. This type of garbage in politics, folks, has to stop. And Trump supporters, you may think that, well, you can dislike this video, you can say it's not that bad. This is bullshit. Okay, deal with the facts. Number one, if you can't deal with election loss, deal with the fact that members of your party and support team of Trump, okay, Trumpists who aren't doing this, deal with the fact that they acted like complete utter idiots.